This is the Rawl of the Dead podcast with your host, Rawl of the Dead.
Today's sponsor is a movie I actually directed called Poe. Poe is a thrilling short film that brings to life the story of a doll who comes to life in human form. Set against the backdrop of 19th century America, the movie serves as an origin story delving into how Poe came to be and her intriguing encounter with the legendary dark poet Edgar Allan Poe. And now you can own this captivating film on DVD by visiting our website at rawlofthedeadphotography.com. The movie stars Jen Phoenix, Sean Boyle, and Ash Briscoe. So don't miss out on this unique opportunity to add Poe to your DVD collection. Good on there. Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for coming down and doing the podcast because, Jackie, I've known you for, I don't know, how many years have I known you?
4 going on 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we never actually met in person until I think it was one of the events at a brewery, and that's when I first met you.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the brewery, no?
The brewery
the
one,
the brewery.
Oh, I didn't get to go to that event.
No.
You know what's funny about that event? It was the first time we got out, and it was around COVID.
Yeah.
So it was like the first outdoor event. And I remember we were both kind of like freaking out because we had been like cooped up for like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we actually had gone out.
I think at that point, everyone's just itching to do something.
Yeah. It was like we felt a little bit weird being there.
Yeah. It was sort of
But we were grateful because you did an outdoor event. And that was like one of the first outdoor events that I actually like attended that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And we were wearing masks. I don't know if you remember that. I think we were still wearing masks.
Oh, okay. So this is Santa Ana then, I think, right?
Yeah.
And you had that
Anaheim, right by Blackcraft.
Oh, okay. No, then you're right. Because the Santa Ana event got canceled because the city wasn't ready to move forward with the events.
Yeah,
and we went over to the brewery in Anaheim and they were like, oh, we'd love to have you guys. And then we did that social distance outdoor.
Yeah, and I had like those barrels. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that was one of my favorite ones. I
think you did a couple of events there.
Yeah, I want to go back there. I like it.
Yeah, you guys should. You guys usually do stuff in Orange County, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right?
LA, it's, and I know we started in LA, but LA, it's kind of harder because there's not a lot of open, downtown LA, it's really hard to do a big event.
Yeah.
Just the layout wise. So like Santa Ana, it's a lot of parking at most places.
No, the parking's a big deal too, because you have to have decent parking.
Yeah.
And I know not that it's your fault, but if you're at your events, sometimes it's hard to find parking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Even for us as the coordinators, we can't even find parking at times. Like, you can't park there. Nope, you can't park there. Oh God.
Yeah. Excuse the siren and everything. We're actually right by hospital too. And then there's construction going on next door. So you're going to hear some noises. Just be warned. So anyways, I wanted to get into how you guys both met.
Oh, you were just telling this story.
Well, how we met.
Yes.
So I used to be in the local scene, as you would call it. So Jackie and I both grew up. We were emo kids. You can call us elder emos now.
I saw your old pictures.
Yeah. So I was in a band at the time, and my band was playing this backyard show at the time, and I was playing keys, which till this day I don't really consider myself a keyboardist. Right. I'm more of a drummer, but I was playing keyboards for this band in this backyard show in where we're from, Rialto, and
is that where you guys are both from, Rialto?
Well,
I'm from Fontana.
Okay.
Yeah, but we had a mutual friend that we both went to middle school with, and I guess you were the one that told her about the show, right?
I told her about the show that I wanted to go. It was like a backyard show called Trainwreck, right by the train tracks. And I was like, I want to go. And it was not her scene at all, but she's like, oh, let's go. And then I told her a few of the bands that were going to be there. She's like, oh, Chris Menjivar is going to be there. Yeah.
Was he a big deal at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drummer
I
Chris.
never felt it, but okay.
Like Chris Menjivar is going to be there. And I had never met him, but I had heard of him through his friends that I went to school with.
Right.
They were like, and I showed up there as 14 years old. We were both 14, 15 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. And then her friend introduced us, and then
You guys were both 14?
Oh, I was turning 15. He was
I'm
already
about
15.
a little less than a year older than her. So I was like in the next grade.
Oh, okay.
Above
Wow.
her.
You
But,
guys have known each other a long time then.
Oh, yeah.
I always
Since
like to say over
kids.
half our lives.
No, it
is.
is now.
Yeah.
It is now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, her friend introduced us, and then Jackie was like, oh, you know what? Next weekend is my birthday, and I'm celebrating by going to another show. And at the time, there was this church called, I guess they did shows. They did like screamo shows, metal shows, and the place was called the Nitty Gritty. So that's where all the scene kids would go to.
Oh, okay.
And then that's where she invited me to, and I was like, oh yeah, whatever, if I can make it. I didn't think I'd ever see her again, to be honest. At that point,
Yeah.
we had just met, and then that day came of the show, and me and my friends were just driving around. I think we were at Ontario Mills doing our thing, and then they're like, oh, what do you guys want to do tonight? And then they're like, oh, there's this show going on tonight at the Nitty Gritty. I'm like, oh dang, that's the show that girl at that other show invited me to. I'm like, she'll be there. Okay, that'll be cool. Let's go. And I guess technically the rest is history.
Yeah.
Was it like, were you like guys into each other in the beginning a lot?
Oh, we were dating from that day forward, like the next day forward. And that was my birthday.
She lassoed me, and the rest is history.
So were you guys dating anybody else prior? I mean, I know you were only 14.
No, that's
Oh, gosh.
my first
Really?
boyfriend ever. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
No comment on my behalf.
Well, I mean, like that's crazy because you don't really hear that too often
Yeah.
from anybody. You know, it's very rare.
Yeah.
And that's now going on
30 years.
16
No.
years. Yeah.
You know, we always like to point out she's a Taurus, I'm a Leo. They always say do not combine those signs together, but I guess it's just proof that you can make it work.
I have a strong stomach.
And you guys have a daughter.
Yeah,
Yes,
we do.
she's here. And
Yeah,
She's right there, yeah.
Serenity.
Love of our life.
how old were you when you had your daughter?
I was 17.
Oh, okay, you're
I
young.
was 17. I had just turned 17, so yeah.
It's a young mom.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like my daughter too. Her mom was 18, and I think she had her when she was 18.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing. I'm an
Oh
old
yeah,
man.
don't have anything figured out at that time.
No,
Just-
nothing figured out.
But we were lucky that we had a supportive family that really,
Yeah, that's important.
yeah.
That's important. Yeah, because you're still young and you're not sure. I only have one, so that was my lesson. I was like, I think I just want one.
Yeah, same.
For now, anyways, same.
It's like we like traveling and going to Disney and just doing stuff, and I want to continue being able to give her that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, if I have another, we have to split it.
All that disappears. You can say bye to Mickey Mouse.
And
Just-
she looks like you, Jackie.
I don't think.
Yeah. One time I saw her at one of the events, and I was like, Jack. Oh, it's not Jackie. I thought it was Jackie. Well, you look like Jackie.
Oh yeah.
But when you guys were growing up, what did you guys want to do as far as like a livelihood?
Cool. So at one point, I thought Amazon was it for me.
Oh, really?
But
Like growing up, like what did you see? or
but really
something?
looking into the future, I don't think I ever thought we'd be in the position we were now until, I don't know.
For me, you mean like growing up? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
So like, I mean, for you,
Finally, for me,
musician,
it's always
right?
been music. The unrealistic
Yeah.
expectation of wanting to make it in the music industry has always been like a goal of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And
about you, Jackie?
for me, I did like 4. I was like, at first, I was like, I want to be a lawyer.
Oh, interesting.
And then I was like, I want to be a forensic psychologist, but I don't like blood. And then I was like, I want to be in fashion. And I was like, I can't draw. Then I wanted to do animation. And then I wanted to do baking and pastry, but I realized that I don't like people telling me what to do. So I didn't want to work in a restaurant.
No, yeah.
And honestly, from there, it was like a blank slate. I really didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Until I started working as an assistant. And I started doing some event planning and, for the executives. And that's where I kind of gained my experience now. But I honestly did not know what on earth I wanted to do. I wanted it to be something creative and fulfilling, but it was nowhere near where I thought I was like, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then, have a kid at 17, everything changes. And in my case, I feel like it's for the better. I have a more fulfilling life than I would have if I had gone to school for years. And can you imagine trying to be a lawyer?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So stifling.
Yeah, because you just remind me another thing I wanted to be was being a graphic designer, right? And that's what I went to school for, graphic design / web design. And
oh, nice.
I thought that never came to fruition, but I'm just now realizing that I get to do graphic design
all the time
for us. So it's like, wow, because it doesn't even feel like work. That you forget that it's actually.
Do you do graphic design now?
For Witches Brew, yeah.
Okay, so all the flyers, all the...
I would say a good percentage of them. Sometimes we don't have the time, so we do kind of put that onto someone else to make something cool and creative for us.
That's cool. I wish I could do some graphic design.
I mean, I think you're already making photography.
You're editing like that for me. That's all graphic.
That's way harder.
Well, graphic design is like more computer stuff that I need to learn. Yeah. Maybe I should try picking that up.
I was always on my computer. Computer was my best friend growing up.
Yeah.
I love when you were in school and he did they had to make movie posters and he made his own version of a Pirates of the Caribbean poster and I thought it was amazing. But now he looks back at that and he's like, dang.
I don't like it now.
Gross. But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like you've evolved and I love all of the Witches Brew flyers. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
We only get to use them once.
I didn't know he was doing it, so that's kind of cool to know.
Yeah.
I know you have some experience with even editing and Premiere and...
Yeah. So I do some of the video stuff too that we post.
Yeah.
I'll edit it. I know how to work on After Effects and stuff, do visual graphics. So
that's awesome.
I know how to do all that for the most part.
The animated posts and all that.
That helps. That definitely helps. Definitely. So when did you start doing the Witches Brew? When did that idea come to your head?
It was July 2019.
Not that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. We're going into our 5th year.
It feels like 10 years ago.
I feel like, okay, so then I've been to probably the very beginning.
I think you only missed one. The first one and that one.
No, I missed a few, but I think in the beginning, I think I missed a couple, but I remember going in 2019 to a couple of them at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Because did you get to go to our immersive events, like our very first ones, the Ghosts of the Past events?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
I've done mostly the pop-ups that you guys did, like at Phantom Carriage. Yeah. There was another one down the street from Phantom Carriage, which is not there anymore.
Honest Abe. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're not there anymore.
No, it sucks. That was a cool place.
Yeah, I love their little...
And we did the other one right across down the street.
Yeah,
right?
That's the another brewery.
Oh, yeah, that's Phantom Carriage.
Phantom Carriage.
Yeah, so they're right down the street from each other. And
they're both gone. That's so sad.
Oh, they're both gone now.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Phantom Carriage was trying to find a new spot, huh?
They were supposed to be finding a spot. They never did. So I think that would have been cool because we wanted to do our premiere at that little
such
a
cool
spot.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, there was a pretty cool horror themed bar that had all this cool stuff in it, and it was in what city was that in again? I'm sorry,
Carson. Yeah, Carson.
And it was not too far from the freeway from the 91, and they actually had a theater in there where they'd show horror movies, and you could actually rent it out, and it was pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do that. Would have been the perfect place for us to do our Poe movie, but it had been gone already for a year at that point. But we're trying to find a similar place, and I think there should be another place that they should do the same type of deal and have a theater style, you know what I mean, where you can rent it out,
watch it and screen it.
Yeah. So the very first Witches Brew, we were getting into that. So.
Yeah, the very first Witches Brew, we wanted to kind of have something that combined all of the things that we loved. So it's, like witchcraft and the occult and horror and brews. Like that was the main thing, coffee, beer, cocktails has always been like, wanted to see if we could combine that all. And we reached out to a few different breweries. We did site visits, and we got a lot of rejection. It was like, no one wanted to do spooky. It was like, no,
Really?
not fitting our crowd. They weren't feeling it.
Yeah.
Huh.
And went to another. They're like, oh, we don't know that you'd be able to pull a crowd. And, it was not working. And we had to change our venue because we started kind of like seeing if there was any interest out there. And immediately off the bat, there was. And these vendors, like, put so much trust in us when we didn't even know where this was going to occur. We got our venue canceled on us, and we were just trying to find another space. And we looked into LA and Boomtown, and they had this amazing indoor space. And, we pitched it to them, and we went for a site visit. And they were so happy to have us and so cordial and so nice. And like, then we started our theming, which is kind of a little bit of everything, right? We did Haunted Mansion.
I feel like that.
Wow.
I feel like that first event, though, embodied everything
We
wanted to
to
be,
continue
and like,
into it.
I guess there was a moment. I guess you just like everyone else, you get so busy in life that you kind of leave out some aspects of that. And then recently, like, we sat down, like, we need to go back to what that was, because that was magical. We had K-Rock there. We had performers. We had we had everything.
Yeah, and that one. Yeah, and we're trying to get back to that one. It was so cool. It was like indoor. It was a Witches Brew Magical Marketplace and Brewfest. It was a different event than on their night market pop-ups, but we had our photo ops. We had all kinds of sponsors. So like Maddie Mullen's brand, On Point Pomades sponsored. Tilly sponsored it.
Yeah.
Pretty Cool sponsored it. She made like some amazing
nice.
shirts, and I wish I had it on. She made like this incredible Ouija board shirt, which we still see out at events sometimes. I still wear that one. I wanted to wear it too, but I didn't want to be shameless. So I wore Murders by Chelsea's Murders Inc. shirt. But yeah, going back to that first event, it was amazing. So many people showed up. We had Lively Ghosts there. We had Crude Ink there.
Wow.
I remember seeing Christina Grimm there. It was so many people that being in the community was like, I was so starstruck seeing like everyone, just because, you see all these people at events. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this person showed up to the event. We had Ben Russell there. It was like all the artists that we looked up to. That's just
So these are guests that showed up and not vending?
So Lively Ghost vended.
That's very rare.
Yeah. Ben Russell didn't vend, but he was our featured artist when we did this
our photo
op. We forgot we made that photo.
Oh yeah,
op.
we made like the wallpaper from the Haunted Mansion. I'm looking back now, I'm not too proud of it, but Jackie's like, everyone loved it. It was so cool.
Yeah,
I was like, what made it cool was Ben Russell's art piece.
Art piece, yeah. We had like Caitlin McCarthy's art on there. It was like a gallery wall style, but like it was it looked like the Haunted Mansion. We did a little chair, which we still have to this day. We went and bought all this stuff for it.
That's cool.
And then we had like some Hocus Pocus performances, and we did a promo video for it where AJ Dana did the Thackeray Banks voice, and it was just like, it was so cool. And it was so cool. And I just like, when we think back to that, it's like, that's what we want the standard for all of our markets to be. It's a little harder when they're outdoor. So we're trying to figure out, how do we get back to that now?
Yeah, but we realized the slight changes we made had like instant effects. There was a couple times Santa Ana where we're like, it's usually like, you can't even walk here. What's happened? And we felt really bad because, you know what? Everyone kind of takes a toll on that, but we made these slight changes, and then we just saw the immediate results, and it was just crazy.
Just going back to your roots.
Go back to our roots. Why try to change it up when we already have the recipe for what everyone wants and have a good time?
Well, we have a good time.
Yeah. And then what prompted you to want to do these events to begin with? Like, what was it about it that you liked?
When we first started?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we first started, I like there were a lot of like, you know, local markets that I wanted to apply or bigger conventions that I wanted to be at. And I kind of reached out to a few of the promoters to try to get on the show because we had our occult makeup brand.
Oh, okay.
The occult collection under our old name. It was I Fancy Beauty. It was just something that I had started where I was selling like eyelashes out of Walmart parking lot, like meeting people and just, you know, and then I didn't know about the vending world at that point. I didn't. And then my friend Angie Alaska, she, you know, she recommended that I, you know, come and vend somewhere. And after that, you know, I tried to get in with as many shows as I could, and I was not getting accepted anywhere.
Like to be a vendor.
To be a vendor. I wasn't. I would try going and speaking to the promoters, and I was like, hey, you know, we have a cosmetics brand, and here's what we got. And there wasn't interest. It was like, we have too many occult things. I'm
wow, okay.
Oh, okay. And I left, and I was just like, when you know, someone that I looked up to that said that to me, I cried on the way home.
Yeah.
I cried. I was like, I felt so rejected, and I was just like, oh, well, if there's no space for me here, I'm going to make my own space.
And I lost $30 that day too.
You lost $30 that day when buying something. You lost $30. And it was just like the worst time where we're just like, it was just like, yeah, it was just like motivated by just like, if I can't find a space for myself, I'm going to create it. And we're
That's
like,
awesome.
okay, what do we love? And it's just like Witches Brew. That's it. It's Witches Brew.
Yeah.
And got a lot of inspiration when we were out in Portland for that. We went to the witch's house. We took our little walk, and just like so many ideas that came through during that trip. And when we came back by September, we had hosted our first event.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to call it the Witches Brew right off the bat.
Right off the bat, it was like, what do we love? Okay, Witches Brew.
Witches Brew.
Brews and witches. Witches and brews.
I remember, so in 2020, obviously, like a lot of things weren't happening anymore. And credit to you for coming up with an idea to do something virtual, which I think I did something for you. Well, I did do something for you.
Yeah, you did.
I did a workshop sort of how I do my lighting. It was a raven. Like,
oh yeah, it was Lee herself. I think
it was my friend Jen, but it was from Lee Purtle. She's from the Lee Purtle Ballet Company, and she was a raven, and we decided to rent this studio out. It was like a book, like some books in the back to kind of fit the vibe.
I remember that.
And it was just a workshop to show you how the lighting go, how I do all my lighting, but I think prior to that, we had talked about doing a lot of stuff together in 2020. I had lined up the whole year with you.
Yeah, we were going to do at the Witches
God.
Brew / Raven Society event.
Yes.
We were going to come out, and that was like, we scheduled that end of 2019, early 2020. We were supposed to be at, also in 2020, we were supposed to be at the Santa Monica Pier, and I think that's what we also spoke about.
Yeah.
Santa Monica Pier, Heritage Museum of OC, so
Think one
many
in San
festivals.
Diego, too.
Yeah, so many festivals that were planned.
All got scrapped.
Oh man, all got scrapped.
Yeah.
And then like you're right, it was like quickly pivot to, okay, well, we had people that had already bought tickets, and we're like, hey, you know, because we had already put money down for venues and stuff. So it's like, crap. We have to think of something just in the meantime until we get that event and we honor those tickets. Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
And so then our online shows came to be.
You know what I want to get into, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was it both of them that we offered the packages for?
Yeah.
So we offered VIP packages, and at the time
what they came with though,
right?
right?
What they came with
Was like, we went to a few different locations, few different breweries that were kind of closed during that time. And so like Black Plague Brewing, Absolution Brewing, and Julian Hard Cider. And we went up and we picked up so much beer because we were going to do like to go beer
Deliveries.
packs. Yeah,
Yeah.
deliveries. And that's what he's getting into.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because I had read that you guys were doing that, and then when I go, they're not going to really deliver beer though. I was like, how are they? That seems kind of impossible.
Yeah.
But then you guys were live, I think, that day, and so I was watching. I was trying to. I think I had something to do that day, but I got back around 4 to watch the rest of. I think you guys started early, like 11 or something. And it was going. It was going on the whole day. And so you guys were delivering beer to people.
Yeah, we both drove together. OC,
2 days, 2-3 days, right? 2-3 days of
Yeah.
deliveries.
Literally everywhere.
That's insane.
Even
Everywhere.
to one point, I was so exhausted, and Jackie just continued going.
He stayed home and ran the
got
show.
home, and I was so like, I get really anxious, especially when something pops up like that out of nowhere. She's like, you have to go and start the show because it's not going to work if no one's there. And I'm like, I'm going to continue delivering beers. You go handle the show.
You go handle the show.
Oh my gosh. Like, just let me deliver the beers. I felt so bad.
I was all over the place. So we did like one day we were in Orange County. The next day, I think we were in IE. And then the last day, I was like all over LA, and I'm talking about like I'm in Whittier, I'm in Chatsworth, like I'm up there by friggin' Santa Clarita, everywhere. I was supposed to go to Harvey Guillen's house to go drop where he was living to drop off his stuff, and
I was like, I know a few people might not get it, but just refund them and give them to you. She's like, no, they're getting their beer.
And I think there was a point where I had been up for so long, since so early in the morning and driving, where I was trying to watch the show and I was seeing, like what was going on at the same time, and where it was not safe for me to be on the road because I was just having a panic attack. And it was just like, you know what? We have to call it. Mm-hmm. It's safety. He's like, come home. I was like 2 hours away from home at that point. He's like, come home. Let's finish the show here. Reach out to them. And I was like, okay. And I did.
You couldn't deliver to all of them then?
Yeah, I couldn't deliver. It was great.
Was it just you two guys doing it?
Yeah.
You should have had some volunteers or something. I
always feel so bad when it comes to volunteers. So I'm like, no, it'll just be.
So that's only for the VIP package, right? So if they get a VIP package, they get a 6-pack or something from one of the breweries?
Yeah, it was like 6-pack of assorted beers. It was teas. It was coffee from Catfight Coffee.
Oh, that's
was T-shirts.
It was that cool design we made with the little
witchy girl laying down,
right?
I was supposed to have that. It was the coolest witchy design by Rutu did for us, and it was so cool. It was so cool. I just like I want to create such big stuff, and then I forget all of that goes into it because I didn't think that many people would buy it. I was like, some people will buy it, but so many people bought it, and it was wild. And that was like the VIP, and then it was cheaper to buy a ticket to enter and watch the show if you didn't do that. But we totally did not expect that. And even after that, we still had so much beer left.
Really?
It was covering our counter. We were at that point just giving it away.
I even sold some to my coworker, remember?
No, you didn't. You were not allowed to.
Oh, no. I dread that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Wow, that was crazy. So did you guys do another one after that? I thought there was one more.
So we did the Witches Brew Magical Marketplace one online, and then we did the Raven Society one online.
That's the one I remember.
That's the one you were. So that one we did not do delivery. We shipped for that one.
Okay. Wow.
So I included shipping costs. I learned the first time But I originally wanted to do the little tea kits, and it was just it didn't end up happening. But that was before when we got into the immersive socially distanced dinners and stuff that we did. But
yeah, and then you guys have done some in San Diego too, right?
Yeah, in San Diego we did the Ghosts of the Past, which was back when you couldn't do haunts at all during that time. The only thing that you could do was go out to eat. So we came up with the idea to do a outdoor immersive seance theatrical show.
Yeah.
And then on your way out, you exit through the Cosmopolitan Hotel's, haunted saloon. That's your exit.
Yeah.
So
it just happens to be decorated.
it just happens to be
nicely.
decorated as a haunt experience on your way out the door. You need to go through there. So that's, how we were able to do Ghosts of the Past and do socially distanced ghost tours and work with a couple of really great people like Scare Ventures. They helped us deck that out. Zachariah the Witch wrote our show during that. We had Miss Tosh out, and just like we were able to come up with something during a time when there was nothing going on as far as show wise, like outdoor space, hunt on the way out, in the middle of spooky Old Town San Diego. It was so perfect. And we went to Oxnard and we did a different type of show over there, and we did a Llorona.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah.
I didn't go to that one because
Llorona theme one, and
amazing too.
MHP Haunt did this incredible outdoor like haunt using some pieces they already had, some new pieces that they made. I can't it just I have no words. It was so stunning, and they were like the first people I ever saw that do a 12-foot skeleton but moving. Like they knew someone and they modified it to where we had the 12-foot skelly walking through as part of and that one is a full outdoor haunt that they built.
Wow, that's crazy.
Within a very limited budget, because we hadn't sold that many tickets, and just it was crazy.
Basically in one
I got the
day,
chills. In one day.
Yeah,
one
they set
day.
that all up in one day.
Because when we do these, the venues, they don't give you. Well, luckily, Heritage Oxnard gave us, the day ahead to set up.
Yeah.
Normally, when we go for an event, unless you're paying hundreds an hour in addition, you don't really get the opportunity to have too many hours of setup time. So all your install has to happen in 2-3 hours for your entire
same day.
event. Your same day
That's
for
insane.
your event.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's insane. Yeah.
Just to keep the ticket cost at where it's at. Otherwise, we'd have to double. It's just oh yeah, we have to plan where we're in and out same day. I mean, we were out of Wicked of Oz in an hour and a half after the event ended.
It didn't start off like that. We had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, it definitely didn't start like that.
Yeah, there was one time.
The Wizard of Oz one you guys did this year. Is that the first time you did that one? That theme?
Yeah, that was our first year
Okay.
with
I liked it.
Wicked
I
of
like
Oz.
that one.
Oh, thank you so much.
I like Wizard of Oz anyway. So
Yeah.
So we made sure we moved our Poe date for the premiere.
Oh, that's right.
The
they were
week
the
after
same.
because me and Spooky both wanted to go to the to your event for the Wizard of Oz. I don't think she went, but I went.
Oh, thank you. No,
But we didn't want
I
to
love it.
coincide with that because of the only reason because I wanted to go.
No, I
wanted to
appreciate
attend it,
that.
yeah.
I know, I didn't even expect you, so I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, luckily she pointed out to me oh no, that's the same weekend as Wizard of Oz. I go, oh, never mind. Let's push it for the next weekend. So yeah, that's how do you come up with some of these themes on your own? Do you guys go home and think of things for the whole year of certain themes that you guys want to do?
Honestly.
Yeah, a lot of time it's like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't even feel like work sometimes. It's we'll just sit down and have a casual conversation over coffee. And
Yeah, what do we
she's so
like?
creative, so she could think of stuff she could just talk about it all day, 24/7. So she
I
just
know.
always has ideas.
And when you work from home and you're
yeah.
in business with your
So
with your spouse, it's hard.
I'm more like the whoa, slow down. You gotta
turn
do
it.
one.
We gotta turn off the work right now.
Pick one of those 1,000 ideas you just threw at me.
Yeah, but it's stuff that we like, right? So 2 years ago, right, we started on our project for Midnight Souls, and Midnight Souls wasn't supposed to be the name of a production. It's the name of our secret other company that we were gonna do, and we got this cool Western logo made for it and held on to it for 2 years. And now we're doing our Western events that we've been wanting to produce for years. There's so much stuff that we've even held in that I still want to do that we haven't, but honestly, it's stuff that we love,
Is that the Sinister Saloon ones?
Yeah, Sinister Saloon, and then we're doing the Haunted Hootenanny, the Badlands Haunted Hootenanny at the end of September.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're doing a fully alternative festival outdoors at Heritage OC. And then, just really all the themes are just things that we personally love. Just like Wizard of Oz, like Alice in Wonderland that we're doing a spin on later this year.
Edgar Allan
Pirates. I've got my freaking Jolly Roger Pirates tattoo. It's just like Poe. Just Gothic literature in general. Macabre Masquerade.
Tiki stuff.
Oh yeah, tiki. Yeah, I mean it's like just literally a representation of like if you see our house, it's so eclectic, and it's everything is a theme that we're doing.
No, the ones you did, is that Globe Theater that you guys did?
With the macabre one or the tiki one?
Both. I think I went to both of them.
Yeah.
But that theater is amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I'm so
beautiful.
bummed that they closed them.
They closed it?
They closed it, so that's why everybody's had to pivot to their. Yeah, they
I didn't even know
closed.
that.
They closed November, right before our Krampus event, and
What
we
are they going to
ended
do
up.
with that?
I have no clue.
That's insane. That was a really nice theater.
Yeah.
It's
You could
gorgeous.
You could just rent that out just for like
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We think like Charlie Chaplin's
Yeah,
been there.
there's been a couple of
Marilyn's
music
been there.
videos from there, right? Like a couple of huge.
Oh
music
yeah,
videos.
yeah. I think like The Weeknd,
Was it
Jennifer
J-Lo?
Lopez.
Yeah.
They do use it a lot for production. I don't know what's happened to it since then, like since that whole thing, but
Yeah.
I know that they did have an issue and the owners had to leave.
Oh, that sucks. You should have bought it.
Darn it! I know that's the goal. I would love to have a venue.
Yeah, that's where the money's at.
Yeah, it's like just own the property and the land, and then you can rent out
And
the
then
space.
you can rent out.
Yeah, but that one was cool because I really liked the. What I like about it is it's an experience with the entertainment you have there. So you're not just there for vending. I mean, there's plenty of vendors there, but you also get so much entertainment. And you have Zachariah the Witch, Vita hosting, and you have a nice team of characters, entertainers, and it's like a nice little family now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like now it's like when I go to your Witches Brew and I'm usually doing video for it, I'm familiar with everybody, and everybody, we're all kind of like everybody.
Yeah.
You might not see them at this one, but you'll see them at the next one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
So
And-
Sean as well, Sean.
Yeah,
Sean.
absolutely. I love Sean.
That's where we met Sean at one of your Witches Brew when he was doing the masquerade.
As Poe.
As Poe.
Oh my
yes,
gosh, yeah. And we were supposed to do in January our bring Raven Society back with Sassafras with Sean as Poe, and then the month before, then we see that they were advertising Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy, and we're like, oh darn.
I saw that one. Yeah.
I was like, darn.
Seeing Sean as Poe though is not even like
It's insane.
Sean and Poe as Poe. It's like no, that's Edgar
That's
Allan
just-
Poe.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're like,
Like he's just when
he is
in-
absolutely Poe.
Yeah.
I met him at when we were doing the promos with him and Vita.
Oh,
at
when we
that
went to the studio. Oh
So
my
that's
gosh, I
the first time I
love
met
that
him.
promo video.
And he was like, he was so nice. But I don't think what people don't understand. That's just the way he is.
Yeah.
That's just his character. And
Yeah.
And so I go, yeah, you don't have to really act. You could just
Be
do
yourself.
what
It's
you're doing.
so-
He's like, well, it's fine. I'll do it. And even like we were ordering tacos one time. He goes, I'll have 2 tacos, please.
Oh no,
And he just like it's
awesome.
like in his Edgar Allan Poe kind of character, but
Yeah.
that's not his character. That's just the way he is.
That's him. He literally is reincarnated.
Well, how did you guys all meet with everybody? Did they reach out to you, or have you reached, or do you find them at certain places?
So I would say a few are like recommendations. So, like at the beginning, Zachariah, he recommended a few people. Others, applied. We would have like a talent casting form that we would put out. And,
okay.
So we had people apply there. And, as we built out this cast, more and more recommendations. Sean was a recommendation through Ashlita Beauchamp. And then Siren of Magic, I believe she had reached out. Yeah, it's just like a mix of I'll go looking for people.
My network.
But it's mainly, it's network. Gigi has brought in Gigi Nore has brought in a lot of great talent. It's just everybody. I'd say it's mainly networking.
Yeah.
Mainly networking. And the one person that I did bring on that I actually saw somewhere was we went to go see Tarantina, which was a great show. And we saw Coca Lamar singing.
Yeah, that was out of this world.
So we're like, oh my gosh, how would it be if she sang Christmas songs? So Coca Lamar came down to our Krampus Tavern event. And it's just
I grew up in
kind of
Seattle.
natural. It was kind of just naturally just evolved that now our network, we're just seeing so many more.
Yeah, and it kind of works because we start off with top-notch people. So when they recommend someone, we're like, okay, they're going to be just as equal as them. So it's like,
it's just
almost
like great.
too easy because everyone's just so talented.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's also hard because we built such a great like network and family with our performers that like, sometimes the smaller productions, it's limited roles, and it's just trying to see where everyone fits best, or if we can't have someone performing, they're helping us with sound or the door,
Yeah.
So it's really cool, and I'm really humbled that we have so many performers who want to continuously work with us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Who enjoy the productions and just, like.
No, they're
really
always
happy.
good. So the last one I went to was Carnival de la Lune, and I went both days, and they were both different shows. I feel like they were like, I think you had Vita on Sunday, but you had somebody else hosting on Saturday.
We had
it was a
Rex
clown.
the Impossible.
Oh, yeah, I love Rex.
Was he the same one the next day that was the sad clown?
Yes, he's still the sad clown. I was like, wait, I have to make sure to say the right name.
I was
Rex
just
the
wondering because
Impossible Saturday.
I go, that guy, I don't know if it's the same one because his character was so different on Sunday. And everyone was like, oh, he's so sad.
Me and my friend were making our rounds outside. He was checking up. Everything was running smoothly. And then he comes up behind us because we're getting something from a vendor. And he's just still in character, but he's like still kind of trying to communicate with us, but he's still like in character. Like he does
not speaking.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't speak at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
He kind of like pointed at a brownie and like, we got the hint. He wants a brownie. We got to feed him a brownie.
Still sad after.
That's exactly what he did.
I need water. Like, you need water? No. Oh, you want beer? Oh, okay.
It was like the drink token, like. Oh my gosh, no, amazing, like they're so incredible. Like I'm just like honored to like continue working with them all.
Yeah, it was great. I like that I like both of the heritage museums that you guys work out of, the Santa Ana one and the one in LA. They're both like amazing.
They're so magical.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen anything weird there? Any of these haunts?
We've heard about it.
Like
so
ghosts?
I personally have experienced in the Octagon House. Our
Which one's that?
First
The one
year,
in LA?
in LA, in the Octagon House. I know there's a lot of reports in there, but the first year we used it as our green room, and inside it was super spooky. But I saw someone in one of the back rooms, and there was no one there.
Really?
And now, like every time if I walk by, I will get instant chills. I don't look up at the windows because I'm scared to see something looking back at me. I'm just like running away.
Somebody had told me when I was there, not this last time, but like maybe last year, that they actually saw somebody at the window.
Yeah,
and
I do as well.
It was one of your. And I think they said, "Don't tell Jackie."
No, yeah, because I already know.
Yeah, she's like hypersensitive.
I'm not gonna tell her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like she'd be like, "Did you feel?" I'm like, I'm just chilling. I don't really feel anything.
I was literally driving one day and I got the worst chills like ever, like one of the worst chills. And I was in Mariloma, and I happened to look up where I was at, and I was like right near where the Wineville chicken coop murders were from Changeling. I had no clue because I don't live over there. I was there to get a burrito. I was there down the street to get a burrito, but I got like massive chills and I just felt sick. And then yeah. I get moments like without knowing where I was at or any of that. It was just like
certain people draw that energy. I noticed like they'll get like a weird energy. Like at the mausoleum, one of the mausoleums I was at, a friend of mine told me he doesn't like going there because he gets a weird vibe. Now I've been there a few times and I don't really feel anything. So, but I'm aware that. Well, sometimes I'm not aware that there's things that are haunted around me because everywhere I go, it's haunted.
It's everywhere, son. Yeah.
It's everywhere. So I'm just kind of like used to it at this point. So so something is out of the ordinary that I see or feel, I'd be like, oh, that's right, we're at a haunted place. But I have personally never experienced any of that stuff. And then there's that, it's called the Kellogg House in the Heritage.
Yes.
I got to do the tour at the last Carnival de la Lune. From last year or the year before, I can't remember, but it was very interesting. The lady told us that definitely there's haunts there every morning. The people that work there that open the doors, you said they usually see the activity in the morning. And then there's also a little boy that lives there, and he's usually at the steps.
Oh yeah, because I know upstairs was like the energy is so thick up there. And
Yeah, I took pictures and everything, and I carefully examined everything. I didn't see anything though.
Yeah,
Like,
why are ghosts always wearing Victorian clothing? Like, why is that? Or is it going to get to a time where you're going to see a ghost and he's wearing like a Supreme t-shirt?
I was like, get with the program.
No,
dude.
it's so true. But yeah, we do choose a lot of haunted locations. I think every immersive event that we do, that's just our thing, is like haunting experiences and spirited elixirs, especially under Midnight Souls.
Yeah.
We choose haunted locations.
So-
as sensitive as I am to it.
That's what I wanted to ask you too. Is Sinister Saloon? That looks like it might be haunted too.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Is it really?
100%.
Because where did that house come from? I
think it was from like South Carolina or something, but it's
thought it was
Jeff.
Georgia.
It's from the South, somewhere in the South, and I don't recall where it was. I think
Because there's that upstairs.
yeah, they're upstairs, and there have definitely been. I know the manager there general manager. Who's awesome. He has told us, they've actually recorded video up there where they heard someone growling in the upstairs bathroom, full blown growling in the middle of the night. They have footage of that. Spooky Foodie's been there a few times and has shared her experiences. That place is definitely haunted. I saw someone downstairs, like right when you walk in, there's the benches to the left where like the little seating area. Where we usually put our main photo op areas.
Yeah.
I saw someone sitting there and like, like
You saw somebody
I
sitting
saw
there.
a man sitting in that corner. I thought it was my daughter, like out of the corner of my eye, sitting there. There was no one sitting there, but this man was like in full, like Victorian attire, totally not a Supreme shirt. But
Is that middle room?
no, before that, just like literally right when you walk into the left.
Okay, I know what you're talking
That
about.
first little spot where people just
So
kind of chill.
You definitely can't miss it then. Yeah,
No,
'cause-
you definitely. And I saw it, and then I just.
What do you look like?
I could just see like a bearded man, and he was wearing all black with like a top hat.
And was it at nighttime?
No, it was during the day.
He's a local homeless man.
And then
It could have been.
inside.
Believe it or not, they make their way inside.
And then I know a few of the people in that middle room, though, the one that was the room that they brought over from somewhere in the South, from like the 1800s.
Oh, see, I didn't know that history.
That room was actually like that. They relocated a home in there and used it to build the structure, so it's in there.
That house definitely
Place
has
in there.
energy for sure.
It does. A few of our vendors, when we do our vendor areas in the middle, they get poked. You get poked, and stuff upstairs. There's always something going down there.
Because there's like a weird, creepy room. Is that one upstairs? And Sean pointed out to me, goes, "You should look at that room right there."
The deep one.
And there's nobody in there. It's just closed.
And it's closed.
And it looks like almost like a gambling area or something. Or like a game type of room. But is there a reason why you guys don't utilize that space?
We want to. We definitely want to. I think the reason that we don't is because it's not really it's not accessible, and we want because it is a historic building, it doesn't have an elevator, and we like wanted to make it accessible to everyone. We definitely do want to use both levels of it because there's like so many amazing spaces. We would use it occasionally for like the magic shows that go on upstairs.
Yeah, I remember that.
But not that room yet. But I know sometimes they also have like it's called, I think, F&B bar. It's like those omakase experiences with the small bites where they give you like 12 small.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they actually have one that's up there. It's on select nights. It's going on there above Sassafras, and they do a small cocktail and small bite pairing. So every course you're getting another small cocktail and small bite. So they use that space sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So honestly, for us, sometimes it's just like, oh, okay, well, will you just use the whole space as a green room and do something on the side. But I do want to eventually. I would love to. Well, we've talked about it. Do something on both floors and just make it more immersive.
Yeah, I think it's because to get up there, it's very small.
Yeah.
You almost don't even know where it is. You look like you might be going into the kitchen area.
Yeah.
But it's not. You just continue going up the stair, and it's very, very small. Like one person can only fit.
Yeah.
There's another door.
Yeah,
so
with the stairs.
there's another door that's a straight shot up there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's on the outside. It's on when you exit. It's on the left. But then for every time we'd have to move somewhere up, like someone would have to go out and go up.
Yeah.
It kind of takes you out of the immersion.
Yeah,
too.
and that's what we don't want. Like what we love about like Sassafras, the moment you step in, you're like you're in a saloon. The moment you go outside, you're in Hollywood, and it's like, oh shit.
There's a whole different scene going on outside.
It's a whole different scene outside. So it's like props to them. Like they've created just such an immersive little world that it was easy for us to drop in and just like bring our world there. But we were worried about the level of immersion kind of sinking when you step outside, have to go up and then go back in. And the other way, it's narrow. You're going through kind of the performers like areas and just trying to navigate how to do that moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. So now you got this next one coming up July 6th, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Where is this going to be at?
So Little Shop of Horrors is at Heritage Museum of Orange County on July 6th.
Love that spot.
And it is going to be it's an immersive horror pop-up experience / sip and shop / like festival, Halloween festival. So we're going to have 80 spooky vendors. We're going to have themed photo op areas. We're going to have
Which I'm doing, I believe.
Themed cocktails. We're going to have, immersive performers roaming throughout that you'll recognize from the film. And then we'll have 2 different types of shows. We'll have some daytime shows with like family-friendly performances, all tied into what the film is, so recreating your favorite moments, reimagined versions of those characters. And then at nighttime, we'll have the spicier entertainment.
Oh, okay.
That's when the fun happens.
And that will be, of course, children are welcome at the event at all times. But in the main performance area, we recommend that it be adults only after for that nighttime, just because it's the more risque performances. Still tasteful, but
it's a little naughtier.
It's a little naughtier. And and that will be completely different performances, reimagining again the characters. So it's just like we like our experiences to be like if you stepped on a film set, how they have their different sets and just like you're becoming a part of the story.
Yeah.
So that's what we're kind of trying to bring out in the events. Like you become this character and you're interacting with people, and yes, you shop and you grab your food and your drinks and you have fun. And then it's kind of like sandbox style. You could just come in and out. Like one moment I'm a part of the story, I'm taking my pictures, I'm interacting, and then another moment I'm having fun at this festival. So we'll try to combine that into our events. A little wild and crazy ideas.
That's the first time you're doing Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah,
right?
it's the first time doing Little Shop.
How long have you had this idea for?
This one it was last April. And I know this because I have it in my phone. All our show concepts. Originally, it was supposed to be little sips of horror, and it was supposed to be a small cocktail experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be cocktails and burlesque. And like, no, you know what? We should do a full festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's fun. Like the photo op ideas that we were having, decor ideas, it's not something you could just throw like in really quickly, like a turnover for like if we did a bar show. So it was like, no, we need to do this big.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wanted to get back to something real quick. You mentioned, the spicy hour, and that's what happened on Sunday. After one of the performers, there was this Jesus guy.
Oh yeah.
That came out of nowhere. I'm sorry I didn't get that on video. The way I do videos, like I like for me to edit the videos, it's like after the performance, I hit stop.
Yeah.
And then wait till like the lead up of they're talking up the next performer, then I record.
So you don't have to trim.
So that way I know where to find everything. Yeah. And so that was totally unexpected. So just a real quick story on that. Do you want to?
You can tell. I'll tell the other side of it.
I thought it was part of the show, but there was this guy that just God, I just heard him yelling. He's like, I have something to say. He's like, and I don't know what he was talking about, but as soon as I think some God or Jesus thing came out of his mouth, I knew this guy was not part of the show anymore. Because I just saw Vita's expression, and I was like, she was just like
gold.
She was like, no, and she just put it to a stop, and then I saw the guy getting escorted out. I think it was Chris, and Chris escorting, or maybe did you escort?
It was me. Chris didn't even he was outside. Otherwise, he would have immediately jumped up. So Vita and I at the same time were like, no, and I got up, and it was two of them.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was. So it was like a taller guy behind him, the littler guy, and they had already been at the event. They were speaking to a few of the vendors, and they weren't at that point. It wasn't anything harmful or interruptive. I did ask some of the vendors, "Are you comfortable?" Yeah, okay. And I never would think to kick someone out if they're just they're speaking, right? And once they interrupted, it was like, okay, go time. And I just shot up after them, and we had a very long conversation outside.
Okay.
And I'm you're doing this to this is happening in an old church, and just a lot of stuff, just a lot of this is it was very
were they older or younger?
They were younger. He said he actually showed us tattoos. He was from the horror scene, but he was saved, and he's different now.
He said God told him he had to do that.
Yeah, God told him he had to do that. And for me, I was just like, you know what?
God.
When he was, talking about the performances, and I was like, you choose to do what you want to do. You choose to do what you want to do. Yeah. You don't know where anyone else at that point is in their spirituality. So who are you to, talk down about anybody?
They have had to buy a ticket though, right?
They bought a ticket to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bought a ticket. So they supported our...
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, the funds for any event that goes on at Heritage Square Museum, well, specifically for ours, right? A portion of the ticket sale goes directly to the museum.
Yeah.
Into renovating this beautiful church building, renovating all of these things. So when he came at me about, the church part, I'm like, hey, well, these dancers, that's contributing to the rebuilding of this church that you're so fond of. It was we're not doing anything wrong or immoral. Everyone has their clothing on, bits of clothing on. It was just something fun. We're not preaching against anything that you're saying. It's just entertainment.
It's not technically a church anymore. At this point, it's just...
It's not.
It's a beautifully historic building, yeah.
It's just not... it's not... all the buildings are not functional.
At one point, it was a church, but now it's just a beautiful historic building.
I'm not going to go and book... a church down the street and be like, I'm going to go do this there. No, it's just it's a rental space. It's a beautiful historic museum. And... we're putting on a show. Yeah. And so, he did, it did result in talking about religion and, him trying to save us and all that. And it was like, you know what? This is what moves me away from it. When people come and do this, all you're doing is pushing people away. Oh, yeah. You're interrupting this show. You need to go. And we thought he left. Turns out he was in the back parking lot distributing flyers to guests as they were leaving the event.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently they were still there up until 11:30 at night. We were breaking down the event, so we didn't know. But yeah, apparently they were in the back. Sure, but it was wild. Vita literally, he had Vita on the floor just dying of laughter because it's just
yeah.
Oh yeah, Vita loved it.
Vita loved it. Relished on it.
I'm waiting for all this to unleash. No, she had a great reaction. I got good photos of her reacting to it for sure. And then a little bit of video of the post afterwards, of her introducing the next guest. But
the performance after was Gigi, who had no clue this was happening. She was in the green room. She had no clue. And the next thing that it's this next song is I don't know if it was her MCR act or what act, but it was we're all going to burn in hell or something. That's literally how the song opens. So I'm oh my gosh. But
I guess that's where the fun is at.
They surely got got booed out.
Yeah.
Like the whole audience was like booing. Almost felt bad for that because I was like, oh, you poor soul, but yeah.
I feel that way about when people do that to me at any event I go to, even the coffee shop. You have like I don't know if they're Mormons or whatever, but they sit out there with the pamphlets. Yeah. They seem nice enough, and they don't push it on me. But it's the ones that push it on me that I really don't like, and I really actually hate it. I don't like it at all. Yeah. It really bothers me, and so I'm really sensitive with that stuff, and that's why I laugh at it, because when they say like that God told them to come to the Witches Brew and Carnival de la Lune, I'm like, do you hear yourself? Yeah. Do you hear yourself speaking? Oh, it's just ridiculous, you know.
Don't be mad at me for saying this, but like even like when they come to your door at home, I'm like, all right, you're coming to my house. If I wanted this, I'll come seek it. If I
exactly.
I'll come find it myself. I don't need you coming to my door and kind of laying into me on why I need to do things a certain way. Like, I think I know what I need to do myself.
Yeah.
And if I need that, I'll go seek it.
They come to my door and I see them, like, because I live upstairs, and I see them making the rounds.
You're like,
and then they knock on my door, and I'm very polite, and I'm usually wearing something satanic anyways. So I like to open it so they can kind of see. And then they immediately kind of get a little freaked out. And I just tell them, I go, I'm not interested. I don't believe in it, all that stuff. So I have my own beliefs, but I'm very polite to them, because they're very polite to me back. But it's when they start getting rude is when that's what I really don't like.
Yeah.
And so, that's the only time I have a problem with it. But for the most part, I'm very respectful to everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if they come to me really nice, like, oh, okay, well, we won't bother you, then that's fine. You know, I do want to sometimes like argue with them, but I go, no, I don't have time for that.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I have other things to spend my energy on than this. So what do you got planned for the next events after this Little Shop of Horrors?
After we wrap Little Shop of Horrors, we go, after Little Shop of Horrors, we have Ghoul Party.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super excited about. That is a gothic pool party.
I hope I have a 6-pack by then. I don't think it's possible.
Gothic pool party.
Carrying a 6-pack.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I meant.
At the Sky Bar. Gothic pool party at Sky Bar at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood. Really excited about that. We've been trying for a year to get there, and finally they gave us the time of day, and hoping to do a reoccurring like pool party / nightclub. Like, we're gonna have some performances there, but it won't be a show. Yeah. It really is more just like vibe, photo ops, and just like upscale gothic pool party. And then after that,
so there's actually a pool there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a rooftop pool / bar lounge.
Is this during the day or is it at night?
It's at night.
Okay.
And the pool is heated and lit up like all nicely. So we're gonna convert it into the Black Lagoon. And
that's nice.
That's August 3rd. I forgot, on July 20th we're doing Phantom Splendor at Sassafras Saloon, and that's a pirate themed show. Pirate themed cocktail experience. After that, we have September 28th, our Gothic Western Festival at Heritage Museum.
I'm horrible at these. You're so good at remembering everything.
On 10/5, which is the week after, we're doing a double header there. We have Carnival de la Lune After Dark.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So that one, that is going to be, since it's our 5-year anniversary, we're doing our 2 events back to back, and we're going to offer a ticket where you could go to both events. But that will be a spookier version of our Carnival de la Lune. Since we go more whimsical, Victorian, vintage circus normally, After Dark is going to be more, you're going to see scare actors throughout. And, we're going to have scare zones. We would love to bring like full scale haunts, but it's really not possible in one day. So we're going to bring whatever we can to like really pump up that ambiance. So like the spookier side of our performances, and just like make it like one big scare zone. Yeah. I'm really excited about that one. And then what do we have like the following again?
What's the Alice in Wonderland?
That one I'm super excited about. So Alice in Wonderland is under our new event series called Twisted Tales. And that one kind of coincides. We were supposed to put Wicked of Oz under it, but we had already named Wicked of Oz. And where we're just like reimagining old tales, like old storybook tales.
Yeah.
complete spookier side of it. So Wonderland is going to be a spookier version of Alice in Wonderland. Even though if you look at the original ones, it's already pretty spooky. You see there's old drawings of the original Alice in Wonderland.
Right.
It's already pretty spooky on its own. But yeah, so it's just going to be a twist on all of those tales. So when we're starting with Wonderland this year, we'll be doing more every year, depending on what that theme is. But really excited. That one will be back at Heritage Square, LA. And we'll feature some of like our performers that we have in just these new reimagined characters. So I'm really excited about that one too. And that's the last major event we have.
That's
the last major event we have
but
this year.
And then you do the smaller ones like the night market.
Yeah.
And the ones in Santa Ana or Orange County sometimes.
San Diego sometimes too. Yeah, we still have like all of those going on throughout while we have the larger.
Is it just
events.
you two guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're like that little lady in that movie with Adam Sandler. My fingers hurt. But it's my whole back.
What is it? Oh, it's my. I don't know why I thought
Happy
it was
Gilmore.
Oh yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do a lot for just being a two-person
two-person
crew. And I know that because I know Jackie is sometimes hard to get a hold of. But that's not
goodness.
I'm not saying that as a negative thing.
Yeah.
I just know how busy you showed. I think you showed me, or maybe you showed on social media your phone one time, and I got anxiety looking at it.
Yeah.
It was like not hundreds, it was thousands
and tens of thousands,
and that was DMs, emails, text messages, and I don't know what else. I don't know what other platforms.
Oh my gosh! And
I was like, whoa.
We have
no
like
wonder it gets lost.
Yeah.
You get lost in translation.
So okay, it's so bad now that I have like 9 or 10 Instagram accounts, and I'm not logged into all of them because sometimes for an event, if it's just under Witches Brew, it's kind of hard for people to distinguish what event it is, right? So we do have to have separate pages for different events, especially if we're going to continue growing them.
Right.
Like Carnival has its own page, Tiki Noir has its own page, and Sinister Saloon has its own page, and so on and so forth. Now I have so many Instagram accounts on there that I will only get notifications for whatever the last one I was logged in on. So if I go on my personal one and I close the app, I'm only going to get notifications for my personal Instagram. So that's the problem that I always have is unless I go in and click on every single page, I don't know I have a message.
Yeah.
And my notifications don't go to my email. Like I know some people have it go to their email. They don't go to my email. So I'm kind of just like, I have like this business suite app that kind of helps me and it has all of my accounts in one, but it'll do comments, messages for all my Facebook pages. And it's just a mess right now. So I'm really trying to, I was like, want to wipe the slate clean, just delete everything and start fresh. But it's so hard to decipher.
Yeah.
Since it's just us, like,
Yeah, and even with all that, she's still helping us out at the end of the day, lift stuff into the back of a truck. And like, yeah, she does
Doing all the physical.
Oh yeah, and then people don't see that, but yeah, we're at the end of every night. Even with these major events, up until last 2 carnivals ago, we were in Orange County, and they were there until 3-4 o'clock in the morning, still, picking up props and just.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do a lot.
Like at 1, my body was already giving up on me. Like we still got like 3 more hours.
And then you don't go to the bathroom the whole day. You don't eat the whole day. So you're just like, it's like 20-hour days.
And I know sometimes there's issues that come up at these events as well. Because sometimes, I don't know if it's me, but every time I get there, there's an emergency. Like somebody got hurt or
oh my
or
gosh,
the fire department is not approving something. Or
oh
it's
my
always
gosh,
something.
yeah.
Something.
And it's always like, I would love to be at the point where we have people that are dedicated to each and every, I don't want it to be chaotic.
Like a zone area.
Yeah, like as a team and everyone's dedicated because right now it's me and Chris running around and we'll have we have really great people. Like April will come out and Batty will come out and so many people that come out to help us on the day of. I would love to be at the point where we have set teams. It's just when you are when you do large events like that, and we were just talking about this, like over 90% of your ticket sales will come on the last 48 hours.
Yeah, a lot of people make last minute decisions.
last minute.
Yeah.
And when you're doing an event of like that scale, it's so hard to even know like what your budget is or what you're going to be able to bring on, so you're not in the red like ahead of time. So like if it was up to me, if I like had security and knew, okay, we're going to do this much, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to have like 20 people and we're going to have them here. And it's just like, it's so hard. So we're like kind of seeing where we could make changes to where we're able to do that, or, you know, trying to see if we could find marketing partners that help us.
Yeah.
It's just, such a tough industry to
No,
be
I know,
in.
like Midsummer or Creep It Real, they're working as a vendor for them. The way they do it is like what you're talking about. They have dedicated people for that particular corner, and they check up. There's two of them sometimes. Then they'll check up on us. Are you guys okay? Do you guys need anything?
Yeah.
And then you don't actually see
vendors
the owner. You know, I barely met Megan and Kevin, like, I think on day 2 towards the end of the night. And I was like, oh, that's you guys. I didn't really know what they look like, because they never came by. It's like, no, we've been busy running around.
They've been running around. Oh, yeah.
But that's you guys. You guys are busy running around. So it's hard to check up on everybody and see what issues are going on. So, but that's something where you want to get to. You want to get to a point where you have enough crew to like outsource people to a certain zone.
Yeah. And we have so many people that like want to like have told us like, oh, well, why don't you guys do volunteers, or why don't you do this? I personally, and this is me, it's like not to knock anyone else, this is me. I feel horrible doing that. I feel horrible taking on volunteers. Like unless I can pay someone to do it, I'll just do it myself, just because I feel bad. I feel bad like making anyone work for it. And some people are like, no, I will do it. Gladly do it. Just like a ticket. And I feel so bad that I can never do it. I would rather put myself in a hole than to not pay someone. It's just,
I feel the exact same way. For Midsummer Scream, I had people wanted to volunteer. I think last year I had somebody. I just gave her a ticket for the day, just to help me, because I was shorthanded. I really undervalued what we were going to be doing. Plus, we had somebody drop out as well to help us. So this year, I learned like I got to get a team together, and I told everybody, you know, I'm going to pay them something, because even though 2 or 3 of them said we'll do it for free,
yeah, exactly.
I just could not live with myself if they,
I agree,
because I know about the amount of work I'm asking them to do.
Yeah,
and it's like you're going to be talking to a lot of people. You're going to be exhausted.
It's Midsummer Scream.
It's going to be insane,
packed, you know.
And so I'd rather like give them something than nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
And we've had people that are like, you know what, I just really want to do this event, whatever you can give me. And then it's like, okay, at the end of the day, seeing what we do, it just like, I like, sometimes I just need to learn to accept the help. But
Just
like,
feed
it's
'em.
just,
They'll be happy.
it's just like something, but I was just like, it's just a part of me that's just like, they're doing so much, because we know what we do during the day, but I'm not gonna lie, it's so helpful to have people there. I just,
No, I hear you. Yeah, it's maybe you can come up with some type of concept where it might work for both you guys, where it's like some type of compensation.
Yeah,
where it's not really maybe it's not money, but maybe it's something else, you know. So yeah, definitely stuff to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, so I want to find out give your plugs of where you guys, where everybody can find you at on social media, websites.
So you can find us at Witches Brew, LA.com, and MidnightSoulsProductions.com. On Witches Brew LA, you'll get most of our events, our pop-ups. And on Midnight Souls Productions, you can reach out to us we also do experiential for like brands and music and movies. Yeah, we had started to before COVID hit, and we were supposed to work on something with Epic Pictures and Dread, and it didn't come to fruition. So now we're kind of getting back into that. So you can find that on Midnight Souls Productions, and you'll also find like our more immersive cocktail experiences that are under Midnight Souls as well. At the Witches Brew on Instagram, and at Midnight Souls Productions, and our 20 other Instagram pages are available through there.
But mainly, I think everything you can find on the Witches Brew.
Yeah, if you go under the Witches Brew, we'll promote everything
Yeah.
through there, so you'll be able to find
I think
somehow
it's-
look through it. You'll find
It's
it.
important to have at least one source because if you're ever doing an
Too
event,
scattered.
I usually just go to your Instagram on Witches Brew and I'll find it
Yeah,
there.
I try, like,
and you pin it, so
Yeah.
that helps me. Like, okay, this is the latest one, so this is the one I got.
Yeah, exactly.
So okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for coming down. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you so
Oh,
much.
thank
We
Yeah,
appreciate
you
it.
guys. We've known each other for a long time, and I'm glad I got you guys on here. And it's been a long time coming, but I appreciate all the time you guys,
my goodness.
and then working together as well. We've done a lot of stuff together, so I appreciate you guys very much.
And Chris and I are already talking about other stuff for the future too. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll let you know after
Yes,
after we
yeah. No.
close out here.
I'm going to talk to you guys about some more stuff too. So definitely follow the Witches Brew. Follow Jackie. She is amazing. She is the one behind all this with Chris, and true love right here. Since you guys are
try.
kids,
We try.
but thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. Yeah, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys. We'll talk to you guys later.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.